Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Ava's Temple of Consciousness. I thought that it would be good to turn our attention back on the tarot. I talk about many health and fitness and generally spiritual topics, but the channel is primarily dedicated to the reading of the tarot. And so I thought it would be good if I expounded just a little on what the tarot is again and how it can be used both for prognostication and for spiritual insight. Now, the tarot's origins, the tarot deck's origins, are really clouded in the mists of ancient history. So its history is not exactly what I would like, at least in this video, to address. What I know the tarot to be is one of the most effective tools for understanding our journey through life here on earth, from the time when we arrive, are born as babies, to when we die. The tarot, you see, does come from more ancient cultures who or which seemed to have more of a natural, fundamental knowledge about the nature of our psyche. They understood the various stages of ego development that take place in our lives. The truth is that we are here on earth to develop ourselves spiritually, consciously, so that we are able to contribute to the advancement of human consciousness by deepening our understanding of ourselves and developing our hidden psychic potentials. We contribute to the overall evolution of the psyche in general. We do this as we come into life here on earth by testing our ego development against the hard anvil of life's experiences. The satchel, the bag that the fool carries, the fool being the major protagonist of the tarot, represents all our likes and dislikes, our beliefs, our attitudes, those aspects of who we are that we collect as we live and call our I. But we have a deeper identity than those beliefs, attitudes, likes and dislikes portray. We have an inner identity that is the ground bed of our self-awareness, on which the ego floats like an iceberg floats on the ocean. The conscious mind is only familiar with the tip of that iceberg. The conscious mind, the ego. But this is not the whole identity. The dark, invisible self is the groundwork, the foundation on which the psyche, the conscious mind, floats. Very much like this symbol right behind me. Let me show you. This is the Yin-Yang Symbol. Let's look at it. So we have what look like the dark and the light. Fish, they look like fish, the sign of Pisces, too. Swimming, circling one another on a circle, which, if you can see the line right here, is also black or dark. The symbol is about the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. The subconscious being the black, the conscious being the white. The black is also the female, and the light is the male. The light and the dark, the male and the female, the conscious and the subconscious, both emerge from the background, which is dark, the subconscious, the underbelly of all existence. And the eyes take the color of its opposite. This shows the duality within our own psyche, within our own life experience, as well as the fundamental truth that the subconscious, the background, is our origin, the origin of our psyche. So we know that the subconscious is the more authentic, the real part of who we are. It is our origin. The subconscious mind is the part of the psyche that is closest to our origins. And the nature of the subconscious mind, can be evidenced by the nature of dreams. Our dreams take place in a realm that exists outside of time and space, outside of our material experience. For in the world of dreams, we experience timelessness. Events do not occur always in logical sequence, cause and effect. We are given powers, superhuman powers within a dream, powers of telepathy, of physical flight without machinery. We can morph from one scene, physical scene, apparently physical scene, to another, fantastically. We can experience an event on a purely emotional level. So, the dream world is extra-dimensional and provides us evidence of the powers of our psyche beyond those of our material reality or the conscious mind. Now, the dream is your clue. The dream possesses a language different from the conscious mind's verbal language. The dream's language is one of images, of symbols. These images and symbols possess deep emotional meaning, and you see, the tarot is also written in the language of images and symbols, as are dream scenarios. Therefore, the tarot is able to catalyze, provoke, involve the subconscious mind at a conscious level. It frees up previously blocked information, removing the barrier between the subconscious and the conscious mind. The tarot penetrates through this barrier and allows us to access the hidden potentials that lay within us. The tarot assumes that every human being has emerged from the same place, that we come from the realm of the invisible, the mysterious, the hidden, the occult. And the tarot assumes also that life is a multi-sensorial school in which the conscious mind, the ego, is learning lessons and the tarot merely provides access to the hidden aspects of our psyche, deeper, more knowledgeable, wiser, more sage aspects of our hidden being. The tarot makes another assumption, and that assumption is that the laws of the material world are not always as they appear. The laws of causality, the linear before, during, and after aspect of what we feel that is time is also defied by the tarot. The random shuffling of the cards and the laying out of particular cards addressing the query, the question, the inquiry, also presupposes that randomness is an illusion, that in fact there are no accidents, and material causality is merely illusory. So it speaks to us using the language of dreams, dream images, opening up our inner subconscious mind, and allows us to access these deep aspects of ourselves, these sage, wise aspects of ourselves, to help us in our journey through the various levels or stages of life. I know that many people have a fear of the tarot as they fear their own subconscious mind. They've been taught to fear. We've been taught to fear our subconscious mind, the unconscious mind. But the unconscious mind has a greater diversity of elements, levels, states, than does our conscious mind. We've been taught to think that the subconscious mind is full of demons, devils, darkness. We fear it. We fear, therefore, then to look into ourselves. Therefore, many of the current religions actually forbid you that kind of deep self-exploration, because they scare you. Remember, this is also a symbol of good and evil. And we often think of good and evil as absolutes. You're either good or you're bad. And in actuality, we're both. The aspects of yourself that are, say, less than comfortable to be with, those aspects of the self that are not good, we divide from ourselves. We separate ourselves from that in hopes that we, by not admitting it, by not looking at it, by not recognizing it, it will somehow disappear. Or we project it onto others. We project it onto our fellow human beings, and therefore can justify the ill feelings we may have towards others because we feel they're bad and we're good. But again, both sides come from the same place. And the tarot recognizes this. And in our journey through life, it attempts to point out our own inner demons so that we can face them head on and eliminate them, become better. The experiences we have in life are meant to give us opportunities to test our capacity for good or evil. For strength or weakness within ourselves. We can overcome the evil, overcome the darkness within, and grow in compassion and grow in love. But we need to recognize within ourselves through our journey through life our capacity for both. Our tarot deck, the major arcana of the tarot deck, begins again with the Fool. The Fool is every man, every woman, embarking upon his or her journey through life, as the Fool journeys through the 22 cards of the major arcana. There's a saying, if the fool persists in his folly, he will become wise. And that's the entire idea of the Fool. By failing, by erring, by exhibiting weaknesses, the fool eventually becomes wise. The 22 cards of the major arcana are a brilliant, dream-like, progressive scripture written in the language of the subconscious, which allows us to open up the subconscious and to admit where we have erred. But the tarot goes further and shows us where we can increase our capacity for compassion and for love, and to become more and more divine with each passing day. That's why everyone should open their heart and their mind to this beautiful instrument, the tarot, and use it as a means of understanding yourself and better, and giving yourself help, aid in your journey towards enlightenment. So, thank you. I just thought I'd say a few words about it because it was on my mind. And so if you would like a reading, if you need one ever, please just go to my website and I will help you to address whatever concerns you have through my capacity to understand those symbols and to help me help you to understand yourself. Thank you. Namaste. And I'll see you next month.